Yo guys, what is going on? It is Invin here, and today what I'm bringing to you guys is a quick update video on some things that you need to do right now in the live servers of New World to get ahead of yesterday's PTR update announcement. Now, a few days ago, I made a video kind of explaining some things that you could do to get yourself ahead with the upcoming update in terms of the 3v3s and consumables and all that kind of good stuff. Couple of things to note from this update are going to be the changes to the consumables. We're also looking at the changes to the orichalcum and also the platinum spawns, as well as some of the other ores in the game. And we're also going to be looking at the changes to hide and how they will affect the economy. So essentially, you can get on top of the stuff that you may already have in your inventory right now and sell it if you want to, or keep hold of the things that you might want to make more of a profit on. Now, before we fully jump into today's video, if you haven't done so already and you would like to see more New World content from me here on the channel, then please do make sure that you go down below and press the big red subscribe button with the notification bells on so that you don't miss an upload. I do upload every single day, and it would be amazing to have you here as part of the channel community. And if you do go on to enjoy the video and find it useful, please drop me a like down below as well, as it massively helps to support my content here on YouTube. And without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first change that I want to talk about here then is the orichalcum ore and orichalcum nodes in general. Now, if you haven't seen yesterday's update video that I made on the changes that they announced, I'm going to quickly post a screenshot of this one up on the screen for you guys now. But essentially what has happened is they have increased the spawn rates and spawn locations for both star metal and orichalcum ore across the world, as well as decreased the timers of the respawns to match that of iron nodes, and the same with the gold and platinum veins, and match their timers to the silver veins. So you're going to see a lot more ore going around the world. Now, this is going to have a knock-on effect into the economy in a couple of ways, which I did just want to mention. Firstly, of course, the orichalcum ore. For those of you that aren't aware, you do need 8 of these per ingot that you make. So essentially, you're timesing this by 8 in order to get yourself that ingot. But then, of course, you've got to add in some charcoal and some of your flux as well. But as you can see, the price of those is around 3 gold. If we have a look at the ingots themselves, they are selling for about 39. So it's roughly working out about a similar price, but these could be dropping due to an increase in the availability of these going forward, and of course the shorter respawns, more people are going to have access to them, and the star metal that is required to get it, and of course in turn the iron then, because people are going to be out and about more gathering. Same with the silver, gold, and then platinum. And of course, if you didn't know now as well, in a previous update they have changed it here so that you can of course use your platinum ingots alongside the orichalcum ore, so that you can get yourself some orichalcum ingots through those means as well. But of course then with your star metal, you need 2 star metal ingots or 3 platinum ingots. So it kind of depends what's cheaper on your servers, different ways of doing it. But of course, with all of these materials becoming more available, the prices could drop. So if you have been saving onto some ore or even some ingots itself, you probably want to sell these now if you are trying to make a profit from them, whether it's orichalcum, whether it's platinum, whether it's star metal, etc., because these are probably going to become less valuable as we see more of them introduced to the servers. Now, that being said, what you will also notice is that you need to have flux and you need to have charcoal. Charcoal is one of those things that people either don't have the time for or really can't be bothered to go and get. So if you have got some free time between now and the update coming out, I would recommend just stockpiling a bit of wood, saving it up, and then making it into charcoal and selling it. These have been going for as high as 0.5 to 0.6 on my server, which is almost half a gold or more per charcoal, and it's pretty ridiculous because you literally can do it with green wood. You put 2 green wood in and you'll get some charcoal out, so it's very easy to get. You get several green wood per tree, so yeah, it pretty quickly adds up and you can make some nice cash off this if you are kind of a lower level player, a starting player, or someone who hasn't got much money to invest into buying stuff to flip, or kind of wants to go to the higher areas to gather. It's a very simple and easy way that you can almost semi-AFK do, which is really, really cool. Now, the other thing when you're making these ingots is, of course, the flux. You can use the regular sand flux, which is the tier 3, the tier 4 shell dust flux, or the tier 5 obsidian flux. All of these are likely to rise in price with more people doing the smelting across the board, whether it's just going to be for orichalcum ingots or, of course, the steel, iron, star metal, platinum, silver, gold, all of those as well, because with there being more nodes and more gatherability, someone is going to have to smelt them somewhere along the line in order to make them into the ingots, and therefore there's going to be an increased need for these. You can get a lot of them from just doing the runs. I wouldn't recommend buying them to sell them, but what I would recommend doing is when you're doing your elite runs, make sure you're not throwing trying any of these out, make sure you are selling them, because you're going to be able to make a pretty penny, even if they're not too worth it right now on your server. Give it a few days after this update goes live, and you can be rest assured that these will certainly go up in price. Now, on a similar vein, we saw an update to the hides, and more specifically that we're going to see an increase to the range of levels that drop the tier 4 hides, and a decrease to the range of levels that drop the tier 5 hides, basically in order to bridge that gap that we've been seeing in New World, where you could get your hands on tier 5, you get your hands on this iron hide pretty easily, but in order to get yourself the thick hide, it was much more difficult. So right now, a lot of people have a lot of iron hide. Like myself, this is after crafting numerous amounts of the infused leather as well. Do not get rid of this, do not sell it super cheap. It's going to go up in value as we see less of it around, because players are going to have to specifically farm for it if they do want it. That being said, if you are able to get your hands on some of the infused leather right now, keep hold of this. Again, I wouldn't go out of your way to buy it necessarily, but if you're crafting it anyway and you're getting your levels up for whatever else, keep hold of it, because once this thick hide comes more in, this is probably going to go slightly up in value, because you're going to need more of the iron hide, which is going to be slightly rarer, but it is still going to be easily obtainable. The most likely outcome here is that the layered leather and that kind of stuff will go down in price, because of course thick hide will be much more accessible, and as such you are likely to see then a price drop for layered leather and of course thick leather when it becomes more accessible, which is going to mean if you are planning to level up either your engineering, which uses quite a lot of leather, or your outfitting, your armoring, whatever, then probably wait till after this update, because you are going to be able to do this for a much cheaper price. So yeah, I would wait on that one. Again, with this, you're looking at things like your tannins, so your tier 3, 4, and 5. Again, you can get these from any chests around the world. Keep hold of these, because the prices are likely to, again, go up once this update has dropped for tannin, as people will be, again, doing more of their tannery leatherwork inside of stuff to get much more of this layered leather and infused leather made, because they're going to have more thick hide, so you can make a decent profit off that. Again, do not go out your way and buy it, just get it from your runs as you're going around doing stuff, but certainly do keep hold of it. Now, the other thing that I wanted to clock onto here is the consumables. As you guys will see, I've got my hotbar right here, and then I've got some in kind of the inventory space. What has now been updated is that when you go into the arenas, you will get arena potions, which just stay permanently through your time in that arena battle and have the same cooldown as a normal potion, but they are not consumed on use. It's essentially an everlasting potion that has the same 25-30 second cooldown, whatever. It will be affected by perks that reduce the cooldown on these as well, so you will see that still in effect in the arenas. But not only is it potions, you're also going to see stat boost food in that mix, and specifically it's going to be the attribute boosting food, so things like your roasted rabbits and seasoned vegetables, giving you 40 extra con. That is going to be available for you to have before the arena battle starts. Kind of gives a little bit more incentive to that early on kind of minute and a half that you get towards the start as well, if you've got stuff to prepare now. But this is going to change the economy again. I was thinking these are going to go up, which they were planning to do a lot and already had started to on most servers, to now actually leveling out. Again, there is going to be more players partaking with events on the servers, because again, the mutations, the brand new ones with the depths map and the 3 new variants are still coming into the game, so consumables are still going to be up there with the pricey thing and something that you can make money off if you are able to craft them, but they're not going to soar in price quite as much now that you can actually get some free versions of these in the arena, which is a really nice touch, a great change. But just to let you all know, don't go investing all of your money into stat boost foods and regen pots and stuff, because if you can make them, do, but they're not going to soar in price like we initially thought they might. They are still, however, going to creep gradually up if we start to see more players come back to the game, which is usually the case after one of these big update content kind of patches goes live. So that is pretty much going to be it for today's video, guys. Just a couple of things that I wanted to let you all know about so that you can get on top of on your servers and in the economy, and a couple of things to be aware of as you're preparing yourself for the update over the next couple of weeks. We should be seeing this towards the end of May, and of course, as soon as I do get any more information, whether it's update notes, whether it's changes, or whether it's a release date and information on that, I will of course bring you guys all of the latest and greatest about the New World game right here on the channel. So do make sure that you're dropping a subscribe and a like if you have enjoyed today's video and found it useful. Other than that, as always, if you do want to support me directly as a content creator, you can join the membership program for the channel down below, or of course you can do a super thanks in the comments should you want to do so. But other than that, guys, that is going to be it for today. So I would like to thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and I will catch you again very, very shortly on a brand new upload. Take care, guys, and peace.